That was 1 hour and 37 minutes. I want to say it's May 15th. Let me double check. All right, that was May 15th. I can look at the steps, kind of show the steps on it. Let's see if I can find it. On this. Okay. I think this is saying May 15th. Okay. Saying 12,221, which is 4.9. I guess the track went an extra mile on that. So without the track, which is on Monday, I only do the tracks on Saturday or Sunday, and every once in a while I'll do the 13 to 14 mile thing. But that's so far today. Plus I got to do the deliveries, and I have to record a song, Guitar Center. All right, Kitty, you're staying here. There's all the equipment. So we're gonna record a song today at Guitar Center. Now it's just Cole Spivey. I'll just call it the Cole Spivey Band for right now. Till Linda gets more sober. All right, Kitty, listen. You got the Whale Shark Tunnel. You got the scratching post right here. If you need something or a nap, you can go in here, or you can get, some food right there. Like you need some. And then condo, you got your cat condo. All right, we're recording a song for band camp. Just found out this lady's gonna be a backup singer on one of my songs called, hang on. I take one of my vitamins. I take some of these right here. It's like a one daily. This lady's taking vocal lessons at the Guitar Center. I've studied with opera singers in New York. I've studied with some great opera singers here in Texas. Man, they're ripping her off. I'm going to cut I'll say, listen, I'll do vocal lessons for you for half the price of what Guitar Center is lying to her. They know nothing. Now, they know guitar. I've talked to them. They know guitar. They don't know vocal. Not like me. So I'm going to go and talk to her before the recording. We got to do the recording like in an hour. I'm bringing my own mic. I got my own headset and my stand. And we're doing a song called I Lost Control. It's a pretty good one. It's based on like a Joy Division / David Bowie. But I'm pretty upset because I just found out she's paying them to do vocal lessons. That's voice lessons at Guitar Center. That's like going to Kmart and getting guitars. They don't know voice. What they know? Listen, they know instruments. They know drumming. They know piano. They know guitar. But if they know voice, I didn't know that. But I can tell you, I know just as much about voice than they'll ever know. I've taken Alexander. I studied with opera singers. They don't even know an Alexander. They don't even know Alexander technique. All right, I'm headed there now. What we'll be using, the mic is in the mic case right over here. So you need light to show it. But it's a Zoom 6. It's mostly for filmmaking, but you can use it for professional recording. And it's got rechargeable batteries, so I'm looking right now. We're pretty good. We'll be okay with half. And this is the Zoom. It comes with all this stuff. Since I've got Guitar Center, I can find the right guitar for the recording. We'll probably be a 30-minute prep, and we'll record for 30 to an hour. And then we'll talk. I'll have to talk shop and talk lyrics. Kitty, I'll play with you later. All right, we're dealing with 176,898 miles, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It felt hotter today. May 15, 2023. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show with your host, me, or your host, moi, Cole Spivey. It's supposed to be your host, moi, Cole Spivey. Anyway, we are doing a recording for the band. It's the Cole Band now. Linda she's trying to get sober, and it's hard. She's turned 41. Really probably shouldn't say that, but life goes by in a flash. You only have so much time. Look at these clouds right here. The song is called I Lost Control. It's a little bit based on Ian Curtis, Joy Division songs, and David Bowie kind of feel. Because I grew up on that kind of stuff, But I'm really a pretty big Bob Dylan fan. I think Bob Dylan's probably the best, other than, maybe Woody Guthrie, who was very inventive. Both of those guys dealt in a certain style of music and genre and storytelling and songwriting and image making, cinematic storytelling within their music. I listen to Bob Dylan probably every day. I have so for many years. Songs like Angelina and Subterranean, Homesick Blues #2, and then the cough song where the guy goes, he plays the whole instrumental, and he goes, fade out here when I was coughing, and the guy goes, all right, I'll note, fade out on cough, fade on cough. I know it's stuff, at least to a certain degree on a bootleg. I don't know all of it. There's better Bob Dylan experts, Bob Dylan's got a Nobel literature, a prize in Nobel literature. So he's known as a writer. But he did the whole thing through music, these stories, He's got a lot of them, and a lot of them are deep stories like Tangled Up in Blue. There's another one though, Angelina's good. There's a song about, I did a cover. I've done a few Bob Dylan covers, but one of my hardest ones, and the ones that I think was important, was the one that ends with 7 deaths. Won't kill him. Talking about the judge and the horse thief and the lady. That's a hard one, and I don't know if he wrote it. He might have, but he probably did. It's an old story about a judge that hangs this man that's a horse thief, and he has a daughter, and the judge says, okay, well, I'll free you if you give me your daughter, and the daughter talks to him in the cell and tells him, Daddy, I could do this, so that you could live, and so she has a night with the judge, and then the next day she looks out the window and sees her father hanging from a tree. I'll have to look up the lyrics on it. I got the bootleg series, but it's on my what's it called? It's a horror story. It's a horrible story. It's hard to listen to. 6 knives wouldn't kill him. 7 deaths. No, 7 deaths wouldn't kill him. 6 knives wouldn't. I have to listen. I've done the cover. There's one where he says, oh man, it's been forever. I don't have it on this phone. I have it on I listen to it when I'm out hiking and stuff. I can't really recall it, but it's kind of a horror story. He's talking about all these different punishments of the judge, and it's very poetic. He went to a poetic level that I think a lot of musicians couldn't get, other than maybe today, maybe Beck. If you listen to Beck does it kind of in a way. He goes into this imagery that's almost like modern art, and he does it all the time in all his songs and stuff. Lady with the pill something hat. I can't recall everything. He's that complex. He's from a different generation. He's also funny. He's like a stand-up comedian. Dylan is. He does this thing where, in the middle of the song, he gets conversational, but he's still singing. People don't realize how genius. He's like Beethoven. Other musicians, they don't try it. They try to cover his songs. Of course, I did Hard Rain the other night. I did a version of it. I don't think I might have uploaded it. I think I might did a version of it. That's all poetic. I think Patti Smith did a version of it and forgot a line. If you're going to forget a line, it's going to be a Bob Dylan line or Elliott Smith line. a lyric, you know, you're going to forget it because he knows his song well. It's part of his survival because he hit the road like Woody Guthrie, like really hit the road, you know. He wasn't joking around. I don't know if Bob Dylan jumped trains, but Woody Guthrie did. I think that's a rumor. I don't know if he took a Greyhound, but I think he took a train to go west. Bob Dylan took it all over the place and would steal everybody's records, and they'd go hunting down, because back then having a vinyl album was a big deal. It was the only way you could really listen to music, and they'd go hunting down and like, you know, where's my album that you stole, Bob Dylan, you know? And Bob's like, I'll give it back, you know. They have to go back in there and re-steal it, because musicians needed those albums to better themselves. That's how much he wanted it. He'd steal music. Well, he's still albums. He really did this. He'd go in their house and steal their albums. You know, we all know Rolling Stone, you know. He's got the commercial stuff, and that's fine, you know. That stuff made him a lot of money, and those albums, you know, Willin', whatever, you know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the best Dylan fan, but those big albums and stuff like that he did made him money. But he's got like so many little songs that are on bootleg that are way better, that probably people were like, what is this, you know? His bootleg stuff is way better. It's just way better. Same thing with Kurt Cobain and everybody. Their bootleg stuff is always the best stuff. I don't even really like Nirvana that much. I'll listen to Kurt Cobain's bootleg stuff, and I'm like, this is far better. You know, this is stuff he recorded in a bedroom with a tape player. Same thing with Daniel Johnston, you know, with his tape player and doing all that kind of stuff. Because it's real, and they weren't really doing it to make money. They were doing it to tell a story or to sing a song for a certain purpose, and that's more powerful than all the commercial jizz jazz Lady Gaga stuff. Not that anything's wrong with Lady Gaga. She's got her bootlegs too. So anyway, he's got a lot. I can't recall everything. I've been on a 2.5 hour hike. I was listening to a lot of it. I listen to it all the time. I got the whole bootleg on there. I recommend it. It goes from 1969 or 61 or something like that. It's from the 60s, and then it goes all the way into 1992. His Out of Time album too is good. I got a copy of that. I'll probably take some of that with me. I'll take all the music with me, and a few of the movies maybe.
Most experienced and the best player, whether it's a horn, woodwind, whatever it might be, got to sit in the first chair, and everyone else, you know, sort of admired that person and aspired to.
So okay, I remember the song a little bit better. Riley is in the song. Riley is the horse thief. He's got a daughter, and then there's a judge. And he goes through all the things, and the judge, you know, certain amount of numbers wouldn't heal him, and all this stuff, and he goes on and on and on talking. I don't know if he wrote that one. I'd like to know, because it sounds so much older. But he's got some funny stuff too. Some song about he meets this lady that takes him to Italy, and well, her husband dies or something, and she takes him to Italy, and then she has $1 million, and it comes to me. You know, he says those kinds of things. I can't help it if I'm lucky, you know, because he's telling all these lies. Because he didn't go to Italy with some old lady and she gave him $1 million, but his songs did. Songs were kind of like his ladies. He's funny. I listen to him, and the thing about Dylan though, I'm not comparing him to Woody Allen, you know, because Woody Allen's a filmmaker. But there's a comedian in Dylan. He's kind of short and got this scrawny voice, and he doesn't talk like that. But I did have to do an impression of him in college, an album. We did a play called Album. And I think I did it like this, you know. And then my acting teacher said, well, no, Dylan is more nasal. Dylan's more nasal. He goes up like this, and he talks like that. And he gets on that mic, and he starts playing. You know, he knows those songs, so it doesn't matter. You know, he knows it, and you know that he knows it, and you become present. Like, that man knows his songs. I saw him live. I saw him with Paul Simon. It looked like he maybe looked at me and I was holding a beer up there. I'm not a drinker, but I was holding a beer and a can, and he kind of nodded. But it was from far away. He was the only one on stage for a lot of the songs. He wasn't as fancy at all as Paul Simon. Paul Simon brought on a lot of people. I enjoy Dylan's music way better than Paul Simon. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I remember one of Paul Simon's songs. I know he sings like all America and all this stuff, you know. Some of Paul Simon's stuff is good, but I paid attention to most of Dylan. But I got a little drunk, and then one of my students was there because I was teaching at the time. I was a drama teacher at the time, and she was this little redheaded lady. She was basically the daughter of the lead drama teacher and art teacher. He was art teacher, photography teacher, and drama teacher. She was there. She was probably 17 or something, maybe younger. And she was listening to Dylan. And, you know, we didn't realize what we were doing. We were listening to this god of music, you know. And she had walked up to me, and I said, "Did he just sing just like a woman?" And she goes, "Yeah, he already sang that." I knew I had too many beers. I must have had at least 2, but 2 is too many for me. I don't drink at all. But I had a good time. I was kind of walking around listening. And I wasn't like I wasn't the biggest expert on Dylan, just like I'm not now. There's guys that know everything about Bob Dylan, like where he was born and, you know, and all his songs and stuff. You know, I don't follow Bob Dylan like Bob Dylan followed Woody Guthrie, you know. And I don't know if Bob Dylan really knew everything about Woody Guthrie other than the fact that they met him, but he might have. He probably did. Some of those musicians, you know, just like Blaze was real obsessed with John Prine, you know, that kind of thing. Right, they're all the way from Iowa. Yeah.
Battery. But they're
probably the second one.
They're really very similar. The ones that are like 1,100 or 1,000, those are made in Mexico.
Gotcha.
The ones at 16 and 19 are American.
Let's go with the 19.
Okay, let's get this. Let's
Yeah.
see if the battery's good on it.
What brand does it say?
These are Fenders.
They're all Fenders?
Uh-huh.
Okay. But sir, do you see what I'm saying? The one that's a little bit higher?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, it's the same. It's the same. The one that you have
this
is the same.
is the same as long as well, these are this Jazzmaster, Telecaster.
They're a little bit different?
These two are the same.
Gotcha.
No, yeah. This
Okay.
one's marked down. I think that one. Oh no. We'll take a look at it. That might be a good deal.
Is the Fender that you have the same as the other?
These two are the same. This one and that.
I'm talking about the one to the left.
Left. That's the
Nope,
same
sir.
guitar, but it's a Telecaster.
The one right in the middle.
Oh, this one, the Jazzmaster.
The Jazzmaster.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you doing
They're
here
different
by adjusting? Different
Just
voices?
seeing the different voicing.
Okay.
And you get more electric toward the back.
Gotcha. What'd you do there? I see what you're doing. What do you call this thing right here?
This is a selector switch, and the switch models between the acoustic pickup.
This is selector?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then this is electric pickup. So on the
Gotcha.
back, it's that pickup. And then that gets more involved.
I see.
And then they both go into a modeling system inside that mimics other kind of guitars.
Gotcha.
So it's not a guitar that ever existed by itself.
Right.
It's supposed to kind of, it'd be a good cruise ship. You know, if a guy's a cruise ship, he's playing one kind of music and then turns around and wants to play a more electric sound, you could do that.
Gotcha. This is where we'll be recording today. I'm about to plug in the amp. All right, so this is basically the Zoom. We're about to turn it on, and we're going to be using one of the cymbals. And of course, this guitar, which is a Fender 097. It's acoustic, a sonic, Jazzmaster. And this is what we'll be using for the recording. There he is, the one headlight Mongol. I don't listen to that song because I always end up with one headlight and then I have to change my headlight. And I did that last time and I cut my thumb. Anyway, he's got some kind of magic power with headlights. It'll be one headlight, Mr. Dylan.
Okay, let me check and make sure this will work.
Okay, so I did use the room. I paid a total of $10.83 for the song. So we use a soundproof room with the cymbal. They're pretty nice. They let me use their Fender and their amp Fender, which I thought was pretty cool. Right here, Guitar Center. There's the receipt. Put this down for my taxes right here in case that song makes millions. The song's called I Lost Control in honor of David Bowie and Ian Curtis from Joy Division. I'm honoring them with that song. In the movie Control, check it out, it's a good movie. All right, I recorded a song at Guitar Center, Lost Control. I had a backup singer named Paige. She helped out, she's pretty good. But I gotta send her a contract about Bandcamp. It'll be coming up on Bandcamp the next couple of days. It's pretty good. All right, now, we're gonna go to Doc B's to pick up some food. We'll be there in 3.7 miles, 12 minutes. We'll arrive at 5:53 in the PM. I Lost Control was recorded with backup vocals from Paige Goodman. She's 60 years old, and it was recorded on Mother's Day of 2023, which is today. I believe it's May 15th. I did send my mom a mother's card or a message. It was like a message, a little digital message thing. So the song is about losing control, but it's about control. Because it goes, dun, dun, I lost control. Dun, dun, I lost control. That's part of it in it. We found that when we were recording. So we set up the Zoom mic in the soundproof room. It cost me $10.83 or something like that. And we actually found that segment in the bigger room where all the guitars were. And I chose a Fender Jazz acoustic. So it's basically like electric Fender that's for jazz. It's I vlogged the actual expertise of the guitar for all the guitar nuts. But basically what it is it's an acoustic guitar that's electric. And it's personally for jazz. And you can change the sound of the guitar very rapidly into two different distinct sounds. One being kind of acoustic sounding electric, and the other being kind of this Bowie sound that has a little bit of feedback. Because I was going for like this Bowie style sound, and I was going for this like Joy Division kind of sound. I was going for a certain sound. I got some of what I wanted in it. And then I used Paige to come in on the word control to mimic my voice so that we'd sound similar. And we worked on it for about 30 minutes of just that part. I lost control. And then she also would basically tap on the cymbal during a certain time. You can hear a cymbal in it. The first recording, I accidentally touched the tripod, so it makes a clicking noise, so we had to go back. Recorded it about maybe like 5-6 times, full recordings, and experimented with some distortion sounds on the guitar for the moment of I Lost Control. So it'll go up on Bandcamp, and check it out. And we're going to be delivering Doc B's food to your doorstep. So one thing I say in the song I Lost Control was I say, fox, whine, breathe, don't forget her. And the fox finally breathes wine as in a representation of blood. The fox in the winery is bleeding, meaning he's been killed. And so the winery is there, and he goes back to not to forget her, because the winery is there in marriage as a precious thing. It's the feel good of marriage. The fox will disturb the grapes and the wine and tear it all apart. It's in a poem, or it's not a poem, it's a word of God known as Song of Songs, and the fox represents the evil aspect of marriage. So it starts with Fox, Wine, Breathe, Don't Forget Her. It's a message to Song of Songs. It's an homage to Song of Songs, or an homage to Song of Solomon, where he talks about the fox and the winery. The foxes in the winery that try to destroy the marriage. So as the song starts with Fox, Wine, Breathe, Don't Forget Her. Going back to remembering Song of Psalms and all of that kind of stuff. I finally went back to this area, and I'll tell you about it. Okay, that was Linda, and she's doing much better. And I may have found a lead guitar player. Jacob, that's his name, Jacob, right. His name is Jacob. He was playing some Radiohead. And then we started talking about Paranoid Android. I started talking about Rick Beato. He goes, I know Rick Beato. I see him on YouTube. I was like, cool, because I watch Rick Beato all the time. And I talked about Abbey Road Studios, and then we talked about Paranoid Android, because Paranoid Android was recorded, this would be a kind of cool place to record too, in Abbey Road Studios. And then we started talking about the opening of it, and we played it, and I played it for him, and then he played another radio song. I said, look, you might be my lead guitar player. I'm gonna come back, we'll meet, and I'm gonna lay down some licks, and I'm gonna see what you can do overlay it, you know. I'm gonna see what licks you can do on top of it, and see what riffs you can lay down while I have this rhythm stuff going on. And he goes, okay, yeah, I could give it a try. He's a really young guy, he's probably like in his 20s or something. He could be in his 30s, but he looks like he's in his 20s. And I was like, yeah, let's give it a try. So his name is Jacob. I sent him an email. And then, of course, Paige is older, so she's like 60. I said, listen, sometimes I like to have this like witch sounding voice, you know. But she smiled, and she was like, you know what? People have told me that. And I said, well, have you ever seen the Scottish play, which is Shakespeare and stuff? And we started talking about Shakespeare and everything. And then I said, well, you know, sometimes I like to bring character into the music, and your voice has like a distinct character kind of thing. She goes, thank you. And I didn't want to like call her a witch, you know. She goes, oh, there's something on your face. And I was like, oh, that was from when I was shaving or something. So, but we were in the main guitar area. And then she goes, okay. And so she decided to sing on backups just on the word control, because I wanted that voice to mimic my voice and sound older and sound more like kind of like a witch sound, you know, because I've written a few songs about witches. So she goes, yeah, that'll work. So it was very mysterious. So we did that recording. We did about 5 takes, a total of 5 takes. And we rehearsed it for over 30 minutes, okay? We're gonna head in this way. These over this way. We're gonna be ordering here. They don't do phone call on Dog Beach for some reason. I don't know why. So when you call them, they don't even really pick up, or doesn't even allow you to call. So you have to just go in. Unless you want to do the online thing, but if you pay for it twice, you get in trouble. Here we go. Where did you get them?
I got them at Sheen.
Are they leather?
Not real leather. But
That's what I like about them. It's like patent leather.
yeah.
Answer on Sheen. You can get anything on Sheen right here.
Everything. They have everything.
Shein, like German. Okay, Sheen. These are the only calories I've had all day. I've only had 2 miniature muffins at Jason's Deli, and they're not very big. They're like cat turd size. And these chips, which is probably 100 calories. I think I've had that and a cracker and then a Coke. I had to get some kind of sugar before I passed out. So we're looking at like 300 calories for the day. That's like really bad. Haven't had time to stop and get a salad, so. And I was gonna cheat it by getting like tacos at Jack in the Box or anything. I've given that up. So these are like sweet potato chips, so it's better than nothing. Pretty good.